Hi, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, you have an unhaul. These books have been sitting here for a while, and it would make sense that I would have an unhaul after so many hauls and so many books that need to make their way onto my shelves. So I'll show you. All of these books here still need to make it onto my shelves somewhere. And that means that I'm going to be culling some books that no longer reflect my reading taste. I don't think I'll be doing a lot of culling. I don't think I'll be doing a lot of culling, but there are some books that I know may make their way out. The other part of this is there are books in those piles that you just saw that I got from the really big, really cheap, really good book sale that I said I'm treating it like a library. If I don't like the book or it's just average for me, I'm not going to hold on to it. I have not put them into my online catalog, the library thing catalog that I have, and will not unless I decide to keep them. And that does apply to a couple of books in this unhaul. First off, we have the books that I knew at one point or another probably would be making their way out of my collection. And those are some of the Christian fiction books that I have. And all of the ones that I have here, there are 12 total. They're all retellings of biblical stories. 10 of them are written by Francine Rivers. 2 of them are written by Lynn Austin. I realized when needing to make room on my nonfiction shelf over here that I didn't have any particular attachments to these Francine Rivers books. There are some that are still in my collection. And these are 2 series, the first of which are these 5. These 5 are retellings of stories of women in the Bible. So on the front of each book, you have the list of the 5, and then in bold print is the one that it is. So you have Tamar, Rahab, Ruth, Bathsheba, and Mary. So, and then the other 5 are retellings of men in the Bible. And that one does not have the 5 on there, but you have Jonathan, Amos, Silas, Aaron, and Caleb. These are not bad books, but I have no attachment to them, and I would rather read the actual story than a retelling. The other 2 in that category written by Lynn Austin. They're the first 2 in a series of, I believe, 4, but I never got the other books in the series, and I no longer really have any attachments to them. These are The Strength of His Hands and The Song of Redemption. This series, I believe, focuses almost entirely on Hezekiah and the fairly full story of Hezekiah that is written about in, I believe, 2 different books in the Bible. They're good, they're decent. I don't have any glaring objections with the writing. However, I never finished the series and I don't still have any connection to them. Now for the books from the really big, really cheap book sale haul that I have now read and will be unhauling. You will see these mentioned in my September wrap-up, which I will link either below or in the cards. That is How I Shed My Skin by Jim Grimsley and Crime in Progress by Glenn Simpson and Peter Fritsch. Please see that wrap-up for more detailed thoughts on those books. I also am unhauling Saint. It didn't work for me, and I probably will not be buying a finished copy, but since I donate these to that book sale, it's okay. I'm not trying to sell it back. It's an ARC. Somebody maybe will get some enjoyment out of it. Before we get to the last category, I have my graphic novel adaptation of Legend. I really wanted this to work, but this was a terrible adaptation, and I love the book so much that I'm not going to be holding on to this adaptation. The last category I have are book box books. The only one of these that I am unhauling, not because it's a bad book, I actually haven't read it yet. I am unhauling this one because it is a duplicate copy, and that is Ordinary Monsters by J.M. Miro. I have the Goldsboro version with the sprayed edges. This is one that I got in my tailored book recommendations box. I made a mistake in that last segment. There is one other that I am unhauling because it is a duplicate, and that is the Owl Crate version of The Drowned Woods. I have not yet read The Drowned Woods. I believe it was in the Illumicrate version that I'm keeping. Then we have another book box book that I got in 2 different boxes, and I was hoping to keep at least one of them. I would have been unhauling one anyway because it was a duplicate, but then I ended up really not liking the book, and that is Violet Made of Thorns. I love this edition of it. This is, I believe, the Fairy Loot version. This is Owl Crate. I am not keeping either of these. And then one that I really wanted to give a try, but it just didn't work for me. That is Unraveling by Karen Lord. So there you have my unhaul. It's not huge, but it's not small either. Thanks so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one.